Hi, I'm here with Tim Otis Miller, who will be here at the Oshkosh Public Library next Wednesday, August 18th at 6:30 to do a program. Tim is a former clown, or I should say you're still a clown.
I'm still a clown.
You're still a clown. But
I was formerly with Ringling Bros and Barnum Bailey.
Okay.
But I still do lots of clowning in the Wisconsin area and mostly in the Fox Valley area.
How did you become a clown, or what made you want to be a clown?
Well, you know, I think I first realized that being a clown was something I wanted to do when I realized that I could get paid for doing yo-yo tricks. When I found that out, boy, it was an easy decision after that. Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Did you go to school to become a clown, or how? What's?
Well, I did take a couple of classes that instructed me on how to become a clown. The Ringling Brothers Circus used to have an official clown college, but unfortunately it closed down in '97, and I didn't get a chance to go to that. But I'll tell you, the best training in the world is in the middle of a circus ring when there's 10,000 people watching you. You know, when you're in that situation, you're going to find out really fast what's funny and what's not.
I could never do that. Not that many people. What's one of your favorite memories of working with the circus?
Well, the best memories I have of the circus are really with the people that I got to work with. You know, I was just one of 15 clowns my first year on the circus, and when you get that many people together that are that have their career as being a clown, things tend to happen that you don't find anywhere else. So I mean, the people that I got to work with were just fantastic. We used to play a lot of jokes on each other.
I was just
and
going to ask
oh
you
yeah,
that.
oh yeah, tons of jokes. I remember one time I got into Clown Alley. That's what we called our dressing room. Our dressing room was Clown Alley, and I got into Clown Alley, and all these other clowns, they're like, Tim, you got to come over. We set up this obstacle course for you. I was like, what, an obstacle course? You got to be kidding me. And I'm like, no, this is great. Come on in, run this obstacle course. And I'm like, okay, well, what's the obstacle course? And they said, you take this red stick, and you put it on the ground, and you put your forehead on it, and you spin it around in a circle a bunch of times until you get dizzy. And then you run around the chair, and over the laundry basket, and then back to where you are. And I'm like, that's the stupidest thing ever. Are you serious? You want me to do this? And they're like, yeah, you got to do this. I'm like, okay, fine. So I take the stick, and I put it on my forehead, I put it on the ground, and I spin the circle a bunch of times. And then they're like, more. And so I get really, really dizzy. And they're like, okay, go. And so I take off, and I go around the chair and over the laundry basket and back to the start, and it was no problem. And they're like, oh, man, that was too easy. You weren't dizzy enough. Like, you got to do it again. I'm like, okay, fine. So I'll do it again. I take the stick, I put it on my forehead, I put it on the ground, I spin the circle a bunch of times, and they're like, more. And I spin. And they're like, okay, go. So I go around the chair and over the laundry basket, and I come back, and it was no problem. And I sit down by my trunk, and I'm like, those stupid clowns, they thought they could get me with their obstacle course, but I aced it. And then this other clown, Richard, he comes into the alley, and they say, Richard, you got to run this obstacle course. And so they explain the obstacle course to Richard, and he's like, okay, I'll do it. So he takes the stick, and he puts it on his forehead, he puts it on the ground, he spins around a bunch of times, and then he gets up to run the obstacle course, and I see that he's got this big red dot on his forehead, because they put red clown makeup on the end of the stick. And I see that, and my face just drops. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And I grab my mirror and I look, and sure enough, I've got a big, huge red dot on my forehead. Stuff like that used to happen all the time.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
You get a bunch of clowns together.
Yep.
So, if somebody comes to the program next Wednesday on the 18th, this is what you will be talking about, some of your experiences?
Yep. I'm going to talk about my personal experiences, what it's like to live on the circus train, what it's like to do 500 shows every year, and a little more than that, we'll get really in-depth and talk a lot about circus props and some of the real logistics. I actually brought one circus prop with me today.
Okay.
This is my favorite. This is my favorite prop right here.
Everybody has that at their house.
See, you'd think, but obviously it's not a real banana peel. It was actually made with an old T-shirt, and these little knobs are pieces of foam, like couch cushion foam, that have been cut up, and you glue it all together and paint it, and then you cover it in a liquid latex so it gets a nice waterproof coating. and it looks disgusting, but it lasts a really long time. It's great. It's great fun.
That killed my thinking that you always use regular banana peels. So Tim will be here next Wednesday, August 18th, 6:30 p.m. Could you do something for us?
Sure. I brought my trusty yo-yo with me today.
And I did hear something recently about you and your yo-yo. Is it true that you're going to be going for a record?
It's true, yes. I'm going to be attempting a Guinness World Record for the world's longest yo-yo throw. It's going to take place in Appleton on August 22nd at Jones Park. Okay. And I'm going to try to throw a yo-yo that's over 4 stories long and make it come back up and catch it.
Interesting. We'll have to keep an eye out. Can people come and watch it?
Absolutely. It's open to the public. Anybody can come. August 22nd, Jones Park at 3 o'clock.
Cool.
I'll be doing a show beforehand, and it'll be lots of fun.
Great. Okay. Tim will do a little preview of what he will be doing on Wednesday the 18th.
This is great. Check this out. You're going to love this one. Okay? Are you ready? Here we go.
All right. Now, how long did that take you to learn that?
Well, I've been working on the yo-yo for about 6 or 7 years now. So it takes a long time. But, I mean, that particular trick, you can learn it in about 2 years.
Well, great. Thanks a lot, Tim.
No problem.
And come on out and see Tim next Wednesday, August 18th, 6:30.